That's not the right scene. That's better. What's up, friends? How we doing? It is Friday night. A little later than I was intending to get started. And by that I mean like 3 or 4 hours, but you know. It is what it is. We got ourselves some late night armor to manifest. I've played a good bit since our last stream offline. Cat's giving me the stink eye. What are you looking at? Yeah, you go back to licking yourself. I'm now level 93. For a while I was on the leaderboard. Not top 50, but yeah, no, I'm still there. Nice. 6,865. We're professional gamers. But yeah. I'm trying to think. Did I make any gear changes, really? Yeah. Got a better chest piece. Plus 19 attunement's pretty sick. Still has tier 5 armor. Not so great in the implicit department, nor the cold res department. Plus it's missing a prefix. But it's still better than what I had. We're at 66 attunement now. My armor is 67%. Huge, dude. And that's without Stalwart, which puts us like over 70. Pretty darn sick. My idols haven't changed at all. My necrotic res is in a bad spot, but that's because we changed up our blessings. I went and farmed the grand blessings that I was looking for from each of the combat timelines, which means I changed off some resistance. Like we left the void res there because there wasn't really too much else that I cared about, or that would have been effective for me damage wise. From Black Sun, as far as blessings are concerned, we got 8% increased XP there instead of the normal or the low chance of extra uniques. We got the life regen there, and it like quadrupled our life regen, so it's actually like a little bit useful. We got 18 to all res, so you know, just why does that close the map every single time? It needs to not do that. So everything is like real high except for fire. It's barely capped. And then we got our our percentage armor and our flat armor. Both pretty low rolls, but it's better than not having them at all. I think I killed one other Harbinger. I don't really remember if I did that off stream or on stream, but it was Reign of Dragons. I attempted Spirits of Fire Harbinger, but I was on Corruption 168 and I didn't have necrotic resistance, and yeah, it just didn't go so hot. I blame the low necrotic resistance because the ghosts, I believe, are that kind of damage. But yeah, we're going through. When I last hopped on earlier today, I was going through these drop rate monolith timelines. Just to fill them out, get them done, you know. And yeah, once we do that, I'll probably try and go to back to Spirits of Fire and Age of Winter in order to get higher rolls on those, and or I got a bunch of prophecies. We're rank 8 now, so we could buy the lenses that double not only the amount of times we can use prophecies, but also the amount of stuff that you get from the prophecies. So I was just stacking up a bunch of prophecies to go kill bosses. So that way when we kill the bosses, we get like extra loot explosions. So yeah, we're just gonna... Another option is to go after the ones that I have stacked up, like Hearten's Husk, Lagon, Argentus, the Orobussi himself. Formosus I already did once. I didn't get anything out of it. So yeah. Beyond that, we're kind of slamming XP. I'm kind of working on an idea for a video, and that is kind of like a tier list of which monolith layouts are good and bad. And some are good for some things, and some are bad for, and some are good for other things. So we have like basically two categories of good ones, and that's big layouts, which is great for XP. So if you're not really trying to slam bosses real quick and build up stability and get rewards and all that, your sole concern is XP, then these layouts are huge and have like really solid density to them most of the time, depending on the enemy types. The small layouts are good for stacking up stability quickly, because they're either short or they're impossible to get lost in. They're like a super linear one lane path all the way to the end, and you get the objective at the end most of the time. And then we have mid layouts, which are like not that big but not that small, and they're kind of easy to get lost in, or you can get stuck in dead ends and stuff, and you got to backtrack a bunch. Bad layouts are ones I personally just disliked, or are like really bad about the dead ends and stuff, like easy to get lost and just waste a whole bunch of time. So I've just been paying attention to which layouts have been doing what. Probably make a video talking about them. But it's good. Like the big ones can give like over 1 million XP each at 100 corruption. I have not been pushing corruption. The only timeline I did that in was Spirits of Fire. That was because I killed the bosses a bunch of times, in the hopes of getting my blessing, and then I did one Shade of Orbis and jumped up like 70 corruption. So we could still clear the monoliths. It just, the boss with the and I actually could kill the bosses themselves, but the Harbinger was just a little too much on its own. So yeah, once we get our necro resistance fixed, like that's not a problem at all. So that brings you up to speed on where we're at. Devoured Armory is one I don't know. We're gonna find out if it's good, bad, ugly, or what. I recognize a little bit. I recognize the starting zone. So I always go this way, and it's always a dead end. I remember this room from the campaign. We are going to shut off global chat while we're live, because I don't feel like interacting with people other than whoever watches this stream or VOD. In the meantime, while we've been fooling around trying to stack up XP and stuff, I've kept my eyes out for gear, and while we haven't gotten too terribly much, we have gotten quite a few pieces of, quite a few two-handed weapons that, two-handed swords specifically, that would be good to shatter onto Marrowphage. However, due to the previous fiasco of not being able to fix a ruined roll on a Marrowphage, I'm unwilling to do it. I'm unwilling to shatter stuff onto one until I get a second. And the exiled mages simply have not been cooperating. I haven't gotten hardly any uniques from them, but again, it's really because we're still on a minimum corruption. And also, we've been going slow because I've been full clearing every zone that I don't have listed in that list to find out the full extent of how I feel about it. And that's not so bad. This one might end up being a good skinny layout, good small layout. But the objective was right there, and anytime I've been in here, I don't really remember it going that much farther this way. Then again, I could be entirely wrong and hallucinating. We'll find out in 2 short minutes. For about 5 minutes, I experimented with replacing Ring of Shields with Smelter's Wrath, which is a channeled attack that just does a little bit of fire damage based on how much you... or it does a little bit of damage. I don't remember if it's fire or not. It should be. It looks like it should be. But it does damage based on how long you channel it, and it really wasn't doing anything, and by the time I was done channeling, like, my minions had killed it. So it's kind of like why bother? We may as well just stick with what we're doing. It's standing up pretty well so far. So this map, this layout, absolutely tiny. And the funny thing is, these layouts, these small ones, give the same amount of bonus stability as equivalent large ones. So each monster is actually worth way more stability in these places. So that's one reason that these things are quite good. I hate that they misspell armory and harbor and armor. We'll put the incorrect spelling for consistency's sake. And move on. It was all of like 3 minutes to get through that one. And again, while good for blasting for rewards and stability, we didn't get anything for XP there. Canyon Stronghold, it was kind of mid. Could have sworn I did that one. Yeah, I did. It was actually a small layout. Okay. So not our priority right now. And Defile Valley and Sinking City. I did Sinking City, didn't care for it. Defile Valley was a good one. So if we really want to, we can zip through Defile Valley, get the XP bonus, and then go up to... I'm sorry, go to Canyon Stronghold real quick. XP bonus, go to Defile Valley, get a boatload of monsters. Desert Canyons. You talking shit over there? Cat's laying over there like it's a crime that I'm not petting him right now. 2 seconds. He got upset when I went over to pet him. Temperamental little doofus. Desert Canyons. That's it. Well, looks like we're gonna learn today. The more familiar I become with which layouts are which, the less we'll have to reference this. Honestly, this information would probably be better in a spreadsheet than a vertical list. But I also cannot be bothered to do that. Notepad is just simpler. So far, I'm not optimistic with how this is looking. The funny thing is, we're within the measurement range of the leaderboard at level 93 with 82 million XP. But the actual requirement to hit level 100 is like 400 million. So we're not even 1/4 of the way to level 100 right now. But as we push to higher corruption, the XP will stack in faster and faster. And I could redo the first timeline for a higher roll on the XP bonus. So we got options. We can pass that bitch like stock. Don't worry. I wanted to cull the bug. He died too quick, dude. Another thing I learned in my time playing off stream that I probably should have realized sooner is that attunement actually just gives you mana. Like, as a general rule, it's like 2 mana per point. So there's no real specific need for me to stack up mana modifiers. Like, mana regen's cool in some places where it's not too hard to get, but stacking up plus mana isn't that exciting for us, because we get it anyways. Not a fan of this layout. Damn, Nemesis. I did shove something in Nemesis, I don't vaguely remember being kind of interested. Oh, you know what happened off stream? This is what happened off stream. This was the really interesting thing. Tier 25 experimented boots, attunement, move speed, armor, hybrid health, and haste on traversal skill with increased effective haste. And it's still like we still have we're still immune to critical damage, and on top of that has max move speed roll. Those are some sick boots, and frankly, if I never replace them, I will not be that upset. Oh yeah, put Sigyn's Reprisal. Chance to shock attackers. I mean, if it's for a shield build, I guess we'll be in there, so it's not the worst thing. I was kind of hoping for block chance, in all honesty. Another thing I learned, I believe it was off stream that I made the... Was it off stream that I made the jump to the higher tiers of gear? I don't remember. Oh, no. I did. I remember doing that on stream, but armor is really good, is the conclusion I came to. Because as soon as I got that, and like above 1500 health or so, just like stop dying. Right now, the only thing that poses too much threat to us is necrotic damage, because we haven't fixed our issues with that resistance yet. And like Wingari Patriarchs in particular, because they just do bazillions of damage for some reason. The last time I died was because I was fighting an exiled mage along with like 3 Wingari Patriarchs. And I was constantly getting hammered down by the Patriarchs, and then I misread the attack the mage was doing. And he started doing the cold tornado where he spins around, and when I was already low health, I just fell over. It was pretty depressing. But overall, since I made the swap to higher armor bases and better rolled stuff, I've seen a significant decrease in deaths. That said, though, we really need Maravage. And we need another one. We really need fix necrotic resistance. And I really need 4 modifiers on my chest piece. And like a new one of these so I can get rid of that mana and that health regen. Higher health would be good. Maybe double health. There's a lot still to do. Also, there was a unique ring I found. I'm really not well versed in the uniques of this game. So I'm kind of just I kind of keep looking at them as I get them and finding out what's interesting. And this one stuck out to me, Phantom Grip. Plus to all minion skills, plus to base crit chance, plus to minion base crit chance. Mana, I don't really care about the fact that it's necrotic, but plus base damage, or plus melee damage for forged weapons. Sick. Duration on forged weapons, also sick. Stats in your gloves apply to your forged weapons at 73% effectiveness. Also very sick. So all things that I very much want, and I want like attack speed, which we have there. Like this is a pretty good set of stats that I'm okay with shoving onto minions. I don't know if I care about endurance for that, but I kind of need it right there. We're at like 58%. So we're like just off cap. So Desert Canyons actually wasn't huge. It just wasn't my favorite. We're kind of using the tilde as like a semi-okay. So Desert Canyons. Oops. It's alright. Sunless Coast. Funny thing is, a lot of these layouts have names that imply stuff. They don't always follow through on what they imply. So like Sunless Coast, I would expect a really linear, pretty skinny map. Not it could be long, it could be short, but I would not expect a very wide place. And already, it's not looking like that's the case. despair. But yeah, going back to that ring, the despair grip or whatever. If we could get like 2 or 3 LP on that, slam poison res and health, I'd be a-okay with that. The reason I say poison res is because our rings are really the only place, or my rings are the only place that I'm getting poison res. We have 80% between the two of them out of my 106. And 75 is the cap, but anytime you get a stack of poison, you lose 1 melee res. It's actually pretty sick. So it's really, really good to be a good ways over cap on poison in particular. Like it's not required. You'll do just fine if you get to 75. But if you end up in a spot where you're getting 10 stacks of poison, it's a little handy to have 10 to 20 extra poison res. You're currently getting ambushed. I really don't like that if you're fighting a boss, you can't pick stuff up. I think it's just a bug with the targeting thing. I'm sure they'll get it figured out. Sometimes the targeting figures itself out and you can pick stuff up before the boss dies, but like if you're feeling pretty comfy in the boss fight, it's not such a big deal. Don't want to run away from the mobs too much, otherwise they won't die. This abyssal decay duration armor. What you got? Nope. I think I actually do want to break that though, in case I feel like doing Void Knight at any point. Increased damage when a skill echoes is pretty fun. I love that mechanic for Void Knight. Just getting the old multicast, the Ogre Magi of Last Epoch. It's pretty sick. 7 all attributes, minion melee damage plus fire damage. Let's see if we can do some fun stuff. Damage over time. Nope. Melee attack speed. That works. 39 forging potential remains. We're gonna go... yeah, that's flat. That's why we did this in case of critical success. Oh, bam. It's another one. So this, I have a tab of two-handed swords designated as Marrowphage fodder. So the moment that we get another one, we're gonna be shattering some stuff. But like I said, I'm not really brave enough to use my main one as the shatter target. And anytime we're going to shatter a two-handed sword that still has potential on it, we're just going to duplicate it as many times as we can. That is to say, oh, I only have 2 runes of creation, so not that many times, turns out. That's good to know. But our current Marrowphage Shatter at least has tier 5 flat fizz, but if we could get flat fizz, like attack speed, flat fizz crit chance. I don't think crit multi would be that good because my crit chance isn't that good. I think we just want stuff for reliable damage from from all of my minions, because believe it or not, my forged weapons also benefit from my weapon. So Sunless Coast, I'm gonna put that as mid. It's not really that bad. It's not really that great either. Yeah, bad layouts I will avoid as often as possible. I have no more envies. I thought I got one recently. Oh, I did get one. What you got? Oops. Gimme, gimme. Boop. I love Glyphs of Envy. I thought they were going to be like ultra rare and like you just never see them, so you never get to use them, but there's been a couple times where I've gotten like up to 3 in a single echo. I thought that was very exciting. And oh boy, did we skip through some stuff when that happened. It's a great time. It was the best of times. It was the best of times. Marrowphage fodder. On we go. Mudflats. Snowbound City is a bad one. Ruin City, do I have? I do, it is mid. Is that 2 Ruin Cities in a row? Gross. I don't think I have Preserve. About Preserve. I do, it's bad. Okay, so we don't care about this branch at all. Mudflats is great though. Serpentine Desert. I think that one was mid. Oh, it's a small one. Nice. Acropolis Streets. Again, this is super inconvenient right now to Google or to check this list every single time, but as we look at the list more and more, we will remember more names. It's just exposure therapy or something. Another thing I was debating about or thinking about was, is it possible to wear 2 of the same unique? So could I get 2 Phantom Drifts or whatever? And I think I might actually have to, so we could do science on that. Maybe not. Probably have multiple third eyes. Mudflats is kind of one of the asterisk good layouts, because I don't really like these oaks. The big layouts I actually like are the ones that are just like big open fields that you can run around, that are stuffed full of monsters the whole way through. And you won't ever have to really backtrack, because you can go wherever you want from wherever you want. The lakes in this zone make it a little more annoying to path through areas. So we're a good ways into this. We're 38%. Require 7.5 million. Try and keep that in mind and see where we're at by the time we're done clearing. It's gonna take a while, but taking a while clearing out a big layout is gonna end up being more monsters than if we were to like zip through 2 or 3 small layouts and just kill what we need to do the objective. It's gonna save a whole bunch of time on getting the rewards, sorting out the loot, and pathing more often, and all that. So this is, if you're grinding XP, you really want to kill as many things as possible, as fast as possible. That is priority 1. I believe that doing things this way accomplishes that objective pretty well. I know that I was feeling really slow at about level 83, like from level 82 to 86 when I was trying to get my gear equipped. I was still zipping through monoliths as if I was trying to get stability as fast as possible. And I just did not feel like I was making any progress in XP. %. 7.5 million. I've been having a really hard time keeping those numbers straight when I check. Can you run from them? Really? So the Gorgons don't run from minions? That's actually huge. I'll have to test that a couple more times. Yeah. If I stay away from them and give the minions the attack command on the dudes who dash backwards for 20 miles, that'll be an easier way to take them out. Rather than trying to stay on top of them and force the minions to target them by attacking it myself. Got stuck on that tree for both of my evades. But the general strategy I've been following is to run around the outside and like spiral my way inside. Maybe I was too close, maybe that was the minions. This is why we need more science. He didn't zip away from them. Meanwhile, that one didn't zip away from me, but this one zipped away while it was farther from me. Chance to shock, huh? 2 legendary potential on Harbinger of Stars. Void Res, Necro Res. Tier 6 freeze rate, sealed. Tier 6 lightning damage, along with lightning fan. So the sealed thing isn't so hot. We'll probably leave that one on the floor. This is why being overcapped on poison res is important. Or useful, I should say. I'd be taking even more damage from him if I had not done that. So there's a little backtracking, but, you know, it's okay. Sometimes you got to. Argent Crest, I really need to pay attention to those. Nope. Nothing. Stalwart rank 10, we're at 74% damage reduction. Pretty sick. Q7 flat fizz. Automatically pretty interesting. See if we can get something more fun here. Not so exciting. Chance to bleed. Nope. I'm not super excited about that. Even though T7 Flat Fizz is kind of nice. By kinda, I mean it's real nice. Would be more than double the base physical damage of Marrowphage if we were to get all 7 shards for that. Which isn't the most likely thing in all honesty, but it's possible. Oh, now we get the crit shrine. I'm not gonna run down to that one little area. We're at 43%, 6.8 million, so it was about 700k, 5%. For a kind of mid large layout, that's alright. It wasn't the densest I've ever seen it either. 2 serpentine deserts. Did I do some on this coast? I did. Let's go this way. If you're trying to max out stability, it's better to go as far from the start as you can, as fast as you can. That's not our game right now. Honestly, I'm Bane, so even though I can't get top 50 in the leaderboard, I kind of just want to see how high we can get. We need to solidify our position as a forge guard in the leaderboard. There isn't enough forge guard representation, so we need to do our part to get some. Oh, shatter that one. Rip, but we didn't get the interesting one. And that Exalted did not make it past the loot filter. The nice thing is, even sitting at all this necrotic damage, we have Rebuke, which just lets us sit in basically anything. Increased stun chance, along with increased stun chance implicit. Not super excited about that. It's a nice combo, but the rest of it doesn't look so exciting. Also, I would like to swap out my gloves for, I think they're called Eternal Gloves? Eternal Gauntlets? Way more armor, but we do lose out on a bunch of endurance, so I think we'd have to find like Exalted Endurance on them. That would be convenient, or we could get endurance on this to replace health regen, or whatever. There's options, it's just none of them have quite shown themselves yet. It's a turquoise ring. It has crit chance on it, but I don't really care about my own crit chance. And my minions don't inherit my rings. Neither of them, under any circumstances, will benefit from that. So, it's not so worth stacking that up there. Nope. Nope. I don't really care for this. This ain't so great. It's not huge. Even as a large layout, it's like kind of hard to navigate. So we put... Oh, Sunless Coast is already as a mid layout. Glad my judgment remained the same. What are those? Fingers of the Phantom Mire. Evade is replaced by Terrify. More damage to feared enemies, max roll. You have Swiftness. Oh, hello, microphone stand, please. Increase attack speed, increase cast speed, chance to slow attackers. You are immune to slow. Terrify inflicts fear for 1.5 to 2.7 seconds, causing enemies to flee. Enemies can only be feared once. Effects that trigger when you use Evade also trigger when you use Terrify. Interesting. So you could have that and the crab. Swiftness is increased movement speed based on character level. Neato. We're gonna do science. Crit chance 5%. 9%. 12%. That tracks. You can use 2. So I could run 2 Phantom Mires. I think that's sick as hell. And I, for one, intend to do so. Throw that in there. 2 LP. I've gotten so many rainbow edges, it's actually bananas. But I can't bring myself to stop picking them up. I think it's just fun to see how many I'll get. I was gonna when I made the key tabs, I was thinking maybe I just fill up the tab, like 1 tab for each key, and I sell the rest that I get. But now I think the more I think about it, the funnier I think it would be to just make more tabs when I fill up the tabs. Just get an absolutely unbelievable amount of all of the keys. Cloud Valley's alright. Buried City. Like even Microsoft says that's the wrong way to spell harbor. I've never been so proud of Bill Gates in my life. Buried City, I've not recorded my thoughts. So we'll fix that now. Already I hate it. Purple and the orange looks pretty darn cool, but that's about it. This layout don't look so good at all. We're up to 51%. But I've not been a very major fan of any of the city layouts. They tend to have lots of stairways and restricted pathways. Eternal Gauntlets with necrotic resistance. That's all they have. Another benefit to Eternal Gauntlets is armor mitigation to damage over time, which we have 33% of from attunement and our Forge Guard passives. But you know, more is the better. This is a large layout as far as I can see, but I'm leaning towards calling it bad already. 57% melee. I think I'm good. I'm interested. I don't even know what else I would want on that 4th epic, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. That is just a piece of gear to throw in a tab for if I want to slam a spear later for some reason. An egg! Prism wraps, increased crit chance, elemental damage, less element. I mean, that could be really, really good with some nice legendary affixes. I'm interested. Not in wearing it myself because that would hamstring the hell out of my armor, my manifested armor, and my personal armor rating. However, for a different build, it's got promise. What do we want? I'm tempted to put the cuckoo in there and see what happens, but I feel like it has a high chance of just losing everything. Now imagine hitting 3 LP on this thing and then slamming this spear into it for the melee physical. Oh no, actually that wouldn't work because this is for thrown stuff. Would it? No, it's melee. We'll do it anyways. Either way, I think Sirpin's Fractal Tree is one of the Exiled Mage exclusive uniques. There was a Spire shooting stuff at me this whole time, I didn't even notice. Not a fan of Buried City. All these little pathways and stuff that get you stuck in places. Not my jam, fam, even as a larger layout. Sheltered Abyss was bad. Ruined City was mid, right? Yeah. File Valley, Imperial Metropolis. I think I recognize that one. Oop. For science. Just stack up Stalwart for me. You'll never take me alive, or dead for that matter. Crit avoidance, necro resistance, move speed, and vitality. It's not a bad pair of boots. If my boots were not so bananas, and I cared about vitality more than attunement, I would be all over those. However, I don't even feel like saving them. Ambush. Croc ambush. I think I marked this one as big and not bad because it's exceptionally large despite the breakthrough pads. But we are constantly fighting things. Hey, yo, winning. Let's go. I think when I do finish this timeline, I'll probably go back to Spirits of Fire and try and survive in 158 corruption as long as I can, or as much as I can. Like I said, I wasn't really having problems with the monoliths or even the normal bosses themselves. It was just the Harbinger, so we should be okay there, and we should be getting quite a bit more XP. I just want blessings in all of the blessing spots. Wanna see the Zweihander? D6 flat fizz. I mean, that's kind of fun in its own right, but how the hell is it showing me Vanguard boots? Oh, it's because it's T7. Showing all T7s. The rest of that doesn't look good at all. We carry on. Yet again, the exiled mages refuse to bless us with uniques. It's just how it goes sometimes. Down to 3.8 million required. The spear got LP on it. It's kind of exactly what we were hoping would happen. Now let's just hope we get 3 from this. At least. You know, I would take 4, honestly. Find out next time we see it. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I thought that would connect. Yeah, I think we're just gonna leave this one. I don't want to run all the... Even for all that, I don't want to run up there. Just take our bonus XP and go... 180,000 or so. Harvested Titan, I don't think I liked very much. You know what? I know what to do. Voila. To Admiral Harton. Summon all the forged weapons. Get 'em, fellas. There's a nice little lag spike. Relic shard, 2-handed staff shard, amulet shard, 2-handed spear shard. I think what I would want is helmet shards, because that's the only slot that I can get manifest armor levels on. That said, it's not an option right now, so I guess we take relic shards. %38.6% melee damage leached as hell. Incredible. Alright, we have blessings, dare I say grand blessings everywhere now, so that's a wee bit better than where we were at before. At 168 corruption here. We'll try out Harvested Titan. I've had a couple opportunities to run it, and I skipped over it. So we're gonna check it out finally. Give it the old college try and see what happens. We're at 72%, 3.3 million. Whoa. Font of the Erase with 17 Weaver as well. Silver Frond I don't have. Another Font of the Erase with 13. 3 LP Hollow Finger. 2 LP Third Eye. Hey yo, crabs! Nice! Minimum roll my armor. I just want to see it, dude. What size crab we talking? He's pretty chill. Sunwreath with 2. I don't think I want another 1 LP one of those. Just want to see how much damage he does. He does like no damage. Poor feller. He doesn't inherit any of my stats, which is like the major way that I'm scaling my minion stuff. I don't have like a ton of minion increased minion damage or anything like that. Also, I'm learning we have an unfortunate enemy composition roll since this place contains the damn bone cairns that summon stuff and have a billion HP. Another one. And people will look you dead in the face and say COF is bad, dude. Two LP. Sheesh. Another 1 LP. Getting all the crabs. 500,000 XP so far. Just kind of hoping for more by this point, but that's okay. Yeah. Alright, this place is suddenly looking much larger than I thought it was. Without these bone cairns, I think we'd be getting a pretty significantly higher amount of XP. Damn, one off. Alright. We got almost 1,000,000 here. And there's still quite a bit more we could clear out, but I ain't running through all that. I'm not doing all that backtracking. So we're going to call Harvested Titan kind of mid. It's big, but I don't like the layout. It's not bad. Great chance in hell. We got 5 crab rings. Two LP, 0 LP, 1 LP. That's the bad one. What was that? 2 LP. It's 1. The Vines ring. Both have 2 on it. We need a new category. Three LP. We need another category. Stout Lagonian, Soulfire, Temp Sanctum. This one goes in perp. Those all get vendored because they're worth like 1,000 gold each or more. Alright, friends. I was trying to go longer, but honestly, I'm falling asleep. Drank a wee bit too much. So I'm just kind of out of it. But, have no fear, we'll be back tomorrow. For most of the day, I have nothing else planned. We had some other stuff to do today, which is why we weren't on earlier. But, tomorrow, all day grind session. We're going to be... maybe we can hit 95 at least. The later levels get really crazy in how much XP you need. But, we'll... now that we've... now that we've gotten all of our blessings, we can kind of pick stuff to boost corruption on and go after the Harbingers a little more, and then maybe get a try on the boss. The old Aberoth, see how he is. So yeah, that's where we're going to end it for tonight. But I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't even already, make sure you yeet that subscribe button, down the like button. Come see me tomorrow, and we'll...